Okay guys, more Garageband tips, and again this is about making busy drumming on the outro of your song. I just made a video showing how to do it manually using individual 1 bar long drummer regions with a fill right across them, and then you bolt all those together across 8 bars or whatever, and you get bar after bar after each bar is playing a fill right across it, right? So but when we're doing these busy drumming endings, we can also use the arrangement markers. And I've shown the arrangement markers being used in other GarageBand videos I've done, like making a complete song in GarageBand. But let's just revisit that again in terms of making a busy drumming ending. If we go to track and we activate the arrangement track, we get this arrangement track here, look, with a plus button. If I put a plus in, an arrangement marker appears 8 bars long. You can make these shorter, like 4 bars in length. You can make them longer, you can make them 16 bars in length, whatever you want. And you drop the list down and you can choose that the arrangement marker is an intro marker, a verse marker, a chorus, a bridge, or an outro. Right, now the drummer, when you put regions in, drumming regions under these markers, the drumming will follow the marker. So if I have this as an intro marker and I put a drum region under it, it'll be intro drumming. Now I'm using the drummer Kyle, so this is Kyle doing intro drumming. Right, and he's choosing to do the intro with toms, right? Let's delete that. If I switch this to verse and put in a region, this is Kyle doing verse drumming. Basic verse drumming, right? It's a straightforward beat, not too busy. Right, knock that out. Change this marker to chorus. Put in a drum region and the drum region follows the marker. Now we're getting chorus drumming from Kyle, which means if you look at the pattern editor here, he's switched from the hi-hat to playing cymbals across this section. So it's going to be switching from the hi-hat to the cymbal. A little bit busier on the kicks, and there's some fills in the middle here and a fill at the end. Right, so for the chorus it's changing the pattern again. It's getting a bit louder and a bit busier with the kicks and snares, and it's switching to the ride with plenty of cymbal work. Okay, get rid of that. And then there's bridge. Now if you put in a region under bridge, it will play a different beat, related to the original verse beat, but different. So in this case, the bridge drumming is da-da, double snare, da-da, da-da. Instead of in the verse where he plays just a single snare, da, da, like that. That's bridge drumming. In the style of whichever drummer, of course. Every drummer has their own style and they'll play intro, verse, chorus and bridge drumming depending on how that drummer plays generally. This is Kyle doing it, right? Okay, delete that. And then we've got this final one. Whoops, come on. Outro. Now if I put a region under an outro marker, we get very busy outro drumming. Switching to the cymbals, but look how busy the cymbal work is. Those big triangles in the middle are the cymbal being hammered on. If you look at the cymbal here, it's switched itself to pattern 4, which is the busiest cymbal pattern because they work in busyness from left to right. Very loud, and it's the ball up here is at full loudness and quite the way across towards complex drumming. So this will be outro drumming. Kyle doing outro drumming. It'll be busy with lots of cymbal work. Okay, so the idea of these arrangement markers is you start off, you use these to build your song. So if your intro is 4 bars long, you put a 4 bar intro marker and put a region under it. There's your intro drumming. Then you go to verse, 8 bars of verse, put a drumming under it. That's Kyle playing verse drumming. Then after the verse, we go to, let's say, 2 bars, backing off to intro drumming, and then back to a verse again. Right? Verse. So now we've got 4 bars of intro, 8 bars of verse, 2 bars of the intro drumming, backing off the verse drumming, and then back into the verse again. Then let's say we come to the chorus. There's the busier chorus drumming, and then let's say this is our outro. Let's say we got to the end of the song now. That's the final chorus, and then we get to our outro. So switch this to outro, then put the region. Now this will provide busier outro drumming. All right, let's focus on this section here because you can use this outro drumming to make your final ending part of the song drumming busier. Now we've got this piece of outro drumming. It's 8 bars long. It's got a lot of fills in it because look, the fill control is turned quite high up here. That means there's going to be a fill in the middle of that 8 bar section and a big fill at the end. And because it's outro drumming, it's switched to the cymbals. It's become very busy, very loud, and this is it. A fill in the middle there coming, right? And then a big fill at the end. And a big fill at the end there. Right, but now we've got an outro bit of drumming in here, we can do the same thing. Shorten it to a bar in length, the fills are up, so we get a big fill across that. But with the busy cymbal work. Copy it over. Just tweak that fill slightly, and then you listen to them both in context. Does the one follow from the other? Now that's continuing the fill. I want some to go back to cymbal work. That is what I like for my end pattern. So let's copy this over. And let's back the fill off just a smidge. Let's try that. Yeah, that's the fill at the end of that is different. Now let's go to the third pattern and just try that. And then the final bar, this is the first half of the 8 bar ending, so we want this to be a big fill at the end, so I'll push this right up. Let's try that. Maybe a bit busier. Let's try that. Right, yeah, good. And then we go back. We're now doing the last 4 bars of this section, so I want plenty of cymbals in here. Let's try that. Let's just focus on this last 4 bars. Yeah, that'll do for that one. And then the next one we want to be just as busy but slightly different. So I'll just tweak this up higher fill. Oh, they're the same. Quite good. And then this wants to be big, this one, so the fill all the way up. Let's see what we get. Oh, somewhere, so let's try that. That's the same as that one. Just changing the fill control until I see a different pattern. Yeah, let's try that. Right, and then our final pattern for the final hit at the end, if you want to come down on a final hit, make that 1 beat long, and then you'll get a final gzh at the end to end bass guitar, and everyone just goes at the end, right? Let's make this one busier. The same. Come on, I want something. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see the last 4 bars again. No, it's not. Don't like that gap. That looks similar to that one. Nice fill right across there. What's that one like? Nah. Let's try that. No, that's the same as the end one. You just got to keep tweaking. Let's try that. Right, there you go. And there's our final 8 bars. Right. So if you use the outro marker to give yourself a busier pattern, then chop it into the 1 bar lengths and tweak the fill for each one. Again, it's the same thing. We get an ending. Like that. But you can use these markers to put the bits, you know, it makes the drum play intro, verse, intro, chorus, bridge drumming. Outro is busier, and then just bolt these 1 bar long outro regions together. They're busier from the get-go with much more loud cymbal work. All the drums are being played really loud. Then just chop them into a bar in length and just change the fill in each bar and listen to the sequence of those fills to make sure they're right. And if one of them isn't quite working, tweak it. Just select it and tweak the fill control. Try and get a fill that works, right? But that's another way you can get these endings with using the same technique that I showed before with single bar regions with a fill right across them, but using the outro marker to give you a busier outro style pattern from the get-go to put your fills across. Okay, there you go, there's another one for busy drum endings.